Welcome back, kapatid. For this video, I will be discussing intentional felonies or DOLO and culpable felonies or CULPA. DOLO. DOLO is deliberate intent, otherwise referred to as criminal intent, and must be coupled with freedom of action and intelligence on the part of the offender as to the act done by him. They were consciously performed with full knowledge of their consequences and accompanied with a purpose of causing injury or harm. Intentional felonies. The act or omission is performed or incurred with deliberate intent to cause an injury to another. They may be positive acts such as the act of taking property, injuring or performing a lascivious act. They may be omissions. Crimes by omissions result when there is failure to act when required by law, a deliberate refusal to do what the law commands. Requisites of intentional felonies. The following are the requisites of intentional felonies. 1. Freedom of action. 2. Intelligence. 3. Criminal intent. Freedom of action. This is the voluntariness on the part of the person who commits the act or omission. If there is lack of freedom, the offender is exempt from liability. For example, when there is the presence of irresistible force or uncontrollable fear. Intelligence. This means capacity to know and understand the consequences of one's act. This power is necessary to determine the morality of human acts, the lack of which leads to non-existence of a crime. If there is lack of intelligence, the offender is exempt from liability. For example, offender is an imbecile, insane, or under 15 years of age. Criminal intent. This means the purpose to use a particular means to effect a result. The intent to commit an act with malice, being purely a mental state, is presumed, but only if the act committed is unlawful. Such presumption arises from the proof of commission of an unlawful act. However, in some crimes, intent cannot be presumed as an integral element thereof, so it has to be proven. Example, in frustrated homicide, specific intent to kill is not presumed, but must be proven. Otherwise, it is merely physical injuries. Intent, which is a mental process, presupposes the exercise of freedom and the use of intelligence. If an act is proven to be unlawful, then intent will be presumed prima facie. An honest mistake of fact destroys the presumption of criminal intent, which arises from the commission of felonious act. CULPA. The act or omission is not malicious, the injury caused being simply the incident of another act performed without malice. What is punished is the state of mind of the accused, unlike in intentional felonies where the law look into the act. Requisites of CULPA. 1. Freedom of action. 2. Intelligence. And 3. Criminal negligence, reckless imprudence, lack of foresight, or lack of skill. The basis for the penalty for culpable felonies are whether the harm was foreseeable and the gravity of the resulting injury. The penalty is, as a rule, lower than the penalty provided for had the offense been intentional. The exception is in the crime of malversation, where the penalty is the same whether it was intentional or culpable. Note that violations of special laws cannot be committed through negligence. The following are the crimes which cannot be committed through CULPA: murder, treason, robbery, and malicious mischief. What is the reason for punishing acts of negligence or imprudence? A man must use his common sense and exercise due reflection in all his acts. It is his duty to be cautious, careful, and prudent. For our next video, we will be discussing intent, discernment, and motive. Subscribe ka sa channel na to para sabay-sabay natin abutin ang ating mga pangarap. Just comment your questions if there's any and we will try to answer them. Thank you.